All right, now it's time for us to add some color to our hidden images to really start camouflaging that image and making it a little bit harder to see. We don't want to completely cover it. We want people to be able to find it eventually, but we want to make it a little more difficult to find. So I've chosen 3 colors and I've chosen 3 different materials. You can use marker, colored pencil, oil pastels, chalk pastels, or paint. I have watercolor paint and I have some sparkly tempera paint. Those are your choices of materials. But you want to choose at least 3 different colors and you want to start with one color at a time. So choose which one you want to start with. I think I'm going to choose my colored pencil stick to start with. And I have kind of like a dark purple. I'm also going to use a light purple Sharpie and some blue watercolor paint. So I'm going to do the paint last because I'll have to wait for that to dry. So before I start coloring, I want to make sure that I don't have the same colors right next to each other. So I'm just going to mark where I want to color in with this purple colored pencil stick. And I'm just going to make a couple of marks in the spaces that I want to use that color. So I wouldn't want to use it in this space or in this space because they're right next to each other. I could use it in this one where it just kind of touches at the corner, or this one. I think I'll do some purple over here. Okay. Again, you want to make sure it's not going to be right in the space next to it. So maybe I'll do one here. So it might be helpful for you to kind of mark where you want these colors to go. Okay. So I'm going to do, I think I'll do this part of the wolf. I want it right next to each other, so maybe I'll do this one. So see how I'm just kind of working through each area and making sure it's not the spot that's right next to it, and that's where I'm going to be using that color. Okay. And I'm just doing a little mark in case I change my mind. I could probably erase it if I need to. Okay, so I'm going to start with these spaces for my purple. Okay, once I've got everything marked that I want to use, I can always add more later if I want to. Then I can start coloring. Okay, so that's pretty good so far. And I'm just going to start coloring in my first space. So we want to color really neatly and making sure that we're staying in the lines the best that we can. If you're painting, you want to make sure that you're just painting carefully and letting things dry before you add any colors next to each other. So if I were painting this purple, I would want to let it dry completely before I paint any other colors next to it. Otherwise, your paints might spread into each other. Okay, so we want to take our time and get started on coloring today. Choose one color to start with. And remember, you want to work with at least 3 different colors in your design.